Why, good morning, gorgeous humans. How are we feeling today? I feel incredibly honoured that I've got the wonderful Liz here, who is, you may know, as Devon Wellhouse. Liz, welcome.
Thank you.
We are going to be going through the follow-on from last week's health words
Consultation.
Thank you, my darling. I am in the latter end of my cycle right now, where cognitive communication sometimes slips from my grasp. So that's why Liz is also here.
Between us, we'll have a
So when I go silent, Liz will pick up the slack. Anyway, welcome. This is what I believe, and I'm sure Liz will echo this. This is what a female, feminine, woman's health consultation and session should look like when it is applied to the individual, when it is taking in everything of that person, from their lifestyle, from their past to their present, what they're putting in their bodies. And this is what I believe creates a fulfilling, confident approach to living vibrantly, and so that you can manage the changes that are going to occur later on in life, because we all know they're coming, right? We all know that we're heading towards perimenopause and menopause, but also life likes to throw a few lightning bolts in there as well, doesn't it? And when you are in good health, you're able to traverse and manage those changes. And so welcome. My name is Abby. I am a female movement coach who moves women closer towards their health. And this is the wonderful Liz. Liz, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really well. The sun is shining, which is literally powering up my battery right now. So I'm feeling very grateful for that. I had a wonderful walk this morning. So.
Nice. And how are you feeling in yourself today?
How am I feeling? That's a good question. Often I think we are in our heads, so let's connect with the body for a moment. I am aware of some tension, restriction perhaps is a better word, in my upper thoracic region, into my throat. I think my energy is quite high. I think I'm slightly on that manic energy, if I'm honest. I think I've got quite a lot going on, so I'm sort of aware that I'm not entirely settled.
Okay, and remind me where you are in your cycle?
So I am on day 4, I think, of my bleed.
Okay, so you're on day 4, and are you still bleeding?
A bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we can start to see. So this is great insight, because it gives us the understanding of Liz's sensitivities to the hormone changes. Now, some women can feel when they come into their bleed, utter relief, and then this whoosh of energy. And this is where we can start to see the sensitivity towards estrogen. And what this can do is see you overspend some time in this belief that there's loads in there and there's loads going on and you've got to do everything. So it's a way of coming back, grounding that energy, and that gets thrown around a lot as well, doesn't it? Grounding, what does that actually mean? Well, it's being anchored in your body, and it's not choosing to rush past that starting line before you're actually ready and making strong choices. So, noted. Liz feels like she is functioning off of her manic energy and she's still in her bleed. So I'm wondering what your body needs. I mean, what's the focus? Is there one focus? Because we know that within our bleed, this is a great time to focus on one thing. And let's be honest, women have a great capacity of focusing on about 101 things. So Liz, is there one thing that you would like to be focusing on?
Are we talking on a practical level, or are we talking
I think let's talk practical.
Yeah, so I'm actually running my first workshop tomorrow evening on the nutrition workshop as part of the menopause series.
Yeah. So
there's an element of apprehension, I think, that goes with that, because it's the first one that I'm actually sort of collaborating with and delivering. So I think it's excitement as well. So it's difficult, isn't it, to know which is which? But so that's taking up quite a lot of my focus. And then I've got a number of other things sort of bubbling away underneath, which are kind of, I'm doing I feel like lots of creating going on at the moment.
Which is she's in a really great time for creation, because she's on this vibrant side of her cycle. And Liz asked to go into, in more depth, the cycle, how to understand her feminine more, which is what we're going to look at this morning. So let's do that, actually, Liz, before we go on anywhere else. Now, I don't feel that you can see my board because of the bright sunshine. So Liz wants to understand more about her cycle, more about how to feel more feminine, more female, more womanly, and understanding the vocabulary, the communication, and the changes within that. So what I want to do is I want to start with what I call the first layer. There are many layers to the cycle, depending on where you are, ranging from the emotional to the physical to the biochemical. We're going to start the first one, and this is what the Red School calls the via positiva and the via negativa. Now, the via positiva is the energy from menstruation up to ovulation. And this is what makes it very simple to understand and to start incorporating. So on this side of the cycle, we're going up, yeah, up. It always leads to greater energy, right? Expansion. So this is our masculine side. This is that doing, this is that pushing energy. We've got awaken, strength, form identity, agency, expansion, craft, which Liz has just brought up wonderfully there. She's got a lot of things that she's crafting right now. Push. Now, after ovulation, we come back down to menstruation, and this is our feminine side. This is the art of letting go. Yeah. That's right.
That is an art, isn't it? Willing.
Letting go. All right, so we've got reflect, resolve, dissolve, contraction. Reflect, assimilation, and pull. But it's not a doing pull.
No.
It's an allowing pull. It just comes to you. So I want to ask you, Liz, let's start on that energetic side, which is where you currently are. Is there a word that you resonate with?
Well, there's a few, I suppose. I mean, I'm definitely, I guess all of them. I'm not gonna lie. I think it just feels there's so much bubbling away. So I am feeling that push of energy. I think possibly what I'm aware of is because I have that kind of history of adrenal fatigue. Is it results in a way that is just flowing, or am I pushing more? Is it more of a push beyond that I have, if that makes sense?
Should we do some kinesiology? See what word?
Yeah,
let's do that. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do some. We're going to get the brain out of it. We're going to do some kinesiology. Now, for those that have never experienced kinesiology before, kinesiology is the art of muscle testing, and your muscles are linked via nerves in your spine to certain organs. So if there is something going on, not death-defying, don't be worried about anything like that. But if there is something going on, remember it's electricity. These are impulses, and these impulses can get shut down when there's stress or tension. And so it can't function efficiently, and the muscle will reflect this. I mean, it's phenomenal. So you might think something, but the body will say something differently. And this is where we bring the body into the healing session, into the therapy, into the transformation, whatever you resonate with. So what we're going to do now, because Liz can't decide on what words she resonates with, she can't decide what one she wants to focus on. So we're going to use the emotional aspect of kinesiology, and we're going to muscle test to find the word that resonates with Liz, and then we can go from there. Liz, come stand for me. So as you can see, I have no issue with regards to the screen here. Liz, on the other hand, good things come in small packages. Let's just, so we don't cut Liz's head off. Right, so Liz, welcome. Are you happy for me to test you?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to test Liz's emotional muscle, which is this one. Okay, and hold. Nice. I click there. And the other side. And hold. Okay, so she's switching on, which is what we want. But is that because she's brain overload, or is it because she's actually electrically pumping as she should do? So we're going to see if we can switch this off and hold. Yay! All right, let's bring this energy back and hold. She's on. Right. So now we're going to go through these words and we're going to see what word Liz resonates with her body that her mind couldn't decide upon. Yeah? Okay. So, Liz, I'm going to say the words.
Okay.
Okay. Awaken. Oh, hello. Okay. So we've got awaken. Strength. That's okay. Identity. Okay. Agency. Expansion. Craft. Push. All right, so we've got awaken and identity. And let's see if there's a priority here. So awaken. Okay. And again. Oh, hang on. And again. No, so it's not awaken. Okay, and identity. And hold. Ooh, did you see that? So let's have a share this. So this is where shuffle. So this is where it starts to get interesting, because your health, no matter, and Liz knows this intrinsically with the work that she does, your health, no matter what you do practically, emotionally, if it's not in resonance, if we are not conscious, it doesn't stick. So on that energetic side, in the side that Liz currently is in her menstrual cycle, what she was triggered by was her identity. Now that's really interesting, because what does that mean to you?
It's really, it brings up some emotion, actually. I realise that I do feel like, and I guess that's where the kind of creativity bit is coming. It's like I feel like I'm emerging from not really knowing who I was, not connecting with who I am, any of that stuff. So it's just, I guess it's understanding what I'm about, who I am, how I operate, how I'm received. I'm giving myself permission for that, I think.
Yeah, I had the privilege of meeting Liz on Monday as well, and this is all the conversations that we've been discussing, is where the direction of where I need to go, and listening to that. Because on this side of the cycle as well, because your physiology is a lot like a man's in this point. It is more masculine because of where your hormones are. And so your capacity to do comes very easy. And sometimes with that, if you are sensitive to these changes in the estrogen, it can feel like you're going all guns blazing and you've got the capacity to say yes to everything. But this is why I said at the start, what's the focus? What's the focus for this side of the cycle? Now, Liz has a 28-day cycle, so she's got 2 weeks on this side to cultivate, to work on all of these wonderful aspects that sit within this side, but not to focus on all of them. And so here I wonder whether it's a really great time for you, Liz, to focus on that identity side.
Yeah, I think absolutely, because I think when you are truly authentic, then you give out a very clear message, don't you? And I think that's what I'm noticing around those people that are inspiring me, is they're just unapologetic about who they are and what they feel and how they connect. And I think I've learnt how to behave to get the right responses. And that conditioning has kept me away from who I truly am, I think. Not that I've known that consciously, but I've become more aware as I find myself intrigued by how other people behave and go, God, that's amazing. They're able to say that, and that's okay.
So as well, I've got Liz's notes here from last week, and she said in in the latter half of her cycle, when she comes into that latter stage, so you either work with phases or seasons, or you can do both. You mentioned how there is this craving to eat and it's unfulfilled, so you're not satisfied. Now, if we don't hit the mustard on this side of our cycle, you can see we're going to keep trying to fulfill. It's like if you don't eat enough protein. And you keep on eating until you get the right amount of protein. So I wonder, for this cycle, Liz, the focus of identity, which will drop Liz's stress response. You know, Liz spoke about she's curious to see whether she's living off of her adrenal energy, because she doesn't want that. She is in this time of life where she's heading towards perimenopause and menopause. And we know this transition is where we move to the adrenals to produce the hormones that our ovaries will stop producing once they retire. So by focusing on her identity and getting a real deep resonance with that, when she comes past ovulation and starts to come down towards her next her next bleed, I'm curious to see whether that satisfaction is accomplished, and then you won't need the food. Because it's just a stress response. We're trying to feed ourselves, we're trying to give ourselves what we are seeking. You know, we're trying to anchor ourselves and ground ourselves. So how does that feel, Liz?
Yeah, amazing.
Awesome. So that side of our cycle, from menstruation up to ovulation. So now let's look at the opposite side. So once we've gone through ovulation, we're going to start coming back down on the opposite side, back down towards our bleed. So this side is the feminine side. And I think this gives a really great, it's like the yin and the yang, right? We have the push and we have the pull. And you can look at this in many ways. If masculine and feminine doesn't work for you, it's the push and the pull. It's the yin and the yang. We have to have that equal balance of doing both so that you can reduce your stress. That's all we're trying to do, is reduce your stress, reduce the load. So on this side, on that feminine side, the yin side, we've got reflect, resolve, dissolve, contract, assimilation, and pull. What do you resonate with, Liz?
I guess the word is assimilation. I don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe because I want to assimilate.
Why not? What does assimilation mean to you?
Well, I guess it's not just, you know, once you get awareness, it's about how you bring that into your life, into your circuit, into your system. So yeah, I guess coming from that exploration of or finding my identity and then assimilating it into my life. So that seems a perfect balance to me.
And you can never get it wrong, can you? And this is the beauty of this approach, because by forging the identity, by looking at the identity and allowing yourself to assimilate that identity, we then create this wholeness. And now, you see, Liz will be able to bleed in a greater way because the stress isn't there. She'll be able to digest. The stress response will be lower. The impact on her emotions won't be so that she feels like she's going through roller coasters. This is the wonderful layer that the Via Positiva and the Via Negativa offer. Is that woo-woo? I don't think so. And we've had this conversation many times. You know, if you are a high achieving woman that doesn't have time for her health, is got so many things on the boil, and yet you can feel changes are occurring. I mean, Liz, I think we can both resonate with that, can't we? This is a great insight into your emotional capacity and the way that you are communicating. So I completely trust Liz on what she's just said. I don't feel that I need to test her with the assimilation because she's come straight to it. It's just very interesting on the doing side. There was so much, which I think we can all resonate with, right? So
all or nothing, Abby.
All or nothing. So What I now want to do, and just checking the time because we've done nearly half an hour. I'm going to, before I go on actually, do you have any questions?
No.
No?
No.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, all I was going to say, just from a kind of a receiving point of view, and what I love about kinesiology is how one word is all that you need sometimes, and it's brought up so much in me that I can be now working with. Isn't that incredible? You don't need a whole speech or a whole whatever. It's just one word planted goes.
I mean, even, you know, I'm looking at this and going, yeah. I feel like I'm going to work on this as well.
Synchronicity, my friend.
Synchronicity. So what I want to do now, I'm just going to test some points on Liz. And this is all about stress because I want to see just what's going on. Now, usually to make this a nicer experience for you as I'm not too fond of the word client. It sounds pretty corporate to me. Notes on a postcard, please, for another word for client. You know, a fab human. For a fab human to get on the couch and to just feel like they're being supported. But for the purposes of what we're doing today, Liz is going to be standing up. Okay. Again. So we're going to.
It feels right to stand today.
Yeah.
Interestingly, with this particular.
So I just want to say we've got a few people watching. If there's any questions, Felicity Bunny Joy. Odd. Okay, Felicity, thank you for that, my darling. So we're going to just go through the endocrine system because the endocrine system is what supports the menstrual cycle and it enables it to flow efficiently. And if you're stressed, so for people that are unaware of the endocrine system, you have, I'm getting some very strange messages from my friend Felicity here, but I love you. Is the endocrine system starts in the head and it receives all of the information, which it then passes down to all of the organs to pump out the hormones that is needed to function, but to also menstruate. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just focus on the stress pathways where we look at the individual organs. So, Liz, you okay?
Yeah, all good.
All right, my darling. So from here, and hold. Good. Now from here, hold. No problem. So we had the pineal and the pituitary gland. All good. You sleeping well?
Weirdly, not last night, but generally not too bad. I had some weird dreams last night.
Oh, really? The same, actually. Lovely. How are you with travel? Do you find that you become anxious when you know you've got to travel? Because Liz drove here. It's about an hour's drive from hers.
I quite enjoy a journey. I think it was more possibly all the other things I've got to do outside of this.
Okay.
That was just the kind of the juggling of all the different.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
Busyness.
Okay, so from here, we're going to come to the thyroid. And hold. Ooh. And let's just see if that's a priority. And hold. It is a priority. So this is telling us that, all right, it could have switched off, but it wasn't a major. It wasn't something that we need to focus on because if we find out where it's truly coming from, that will sort itself out. But it was a priority. Awesome. Okay. Let's do parathyroid. And hold. Nope, all good here. Let's do the thymus, immunity, and hold. All good. Spleen, and hold. Okay, spleen, blood sugars, and hold. Okay, priority. Okay, and
Where that came from.
so now we're going to come on to the adrenals. Okay, and hold. All right. So isn't this fascinating, right? So Liz is worried about functioning off her adrenals, but actually they're saying, oh, I'm all right. You're worrying for no reason. And if you keep on worrying, that's probably what's going to stress me out. So now you can feel it. You can stop worrying. Hurrah! God. Okay, and then our final one is our sex hormones, and this is all about the menstrual cycle. So Liz, do I have permission to touch the pubic bone?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to come to the pubic bone and hold. No, all good. So interestingly, it was all about the thyroid. Now, Liz, do you feel that you're in that phase, the perimenopause phase? Do you feel that there's changes that are occurring, or?
Definitely, yeah, mild changes.
Mild, okay. So we can see that Liz is coming to a transformation. She's moving through her evolutionary phase. So it could be that the thyroid needs some support. Now, I'm aware that Liz has an autoimmune. So when offering support through supplementation, iodine, I wouldn't offer Liz at all, but maybe looking at very simple stuff such as the magnesium, zinc. There are other supplements that we can include. Now, I'm just going to get one to show you how this works, where the body will tell us if Liz wants it or not. Okay, so bear with me. Talk about yourself, Liz.
Enjoy your view here, Abs.
Right, so. Right. Okay. So, for all those kinesiologists out there, you know the rattle. We all know the rattle of our supplements. So, I'm going to start with we know that it was switching off. So I just want to show you this again. So if I come, I place the finger on the thyroid and hold. So we can see that it's switching off, okay? Right, Liz, can you hold this? So Liz is going to place this by her parotid gland. And the parotid gland, when you put food into your mouth, this is the communication with the stomach to prepare for the food that's coming in. So it helps to break down the food. It knows what food your body wants and needs. Yeah, so it's going to tell us, does Liz need this? Now, she was switching off. If she switches on, yes, she does. If she switches off, no, thank you very much. Okay. And hold. She's staying on. Okay. Is this a priority? And hold. Does she need anything more? So is this all she needs, or does she need some more? And hold. No. That's it. So that is what we do in kinesiology to find out what the body needs, because I can sit here and guess all day long, but it's Liz's body that we want to have agency and authority. And when Liz feels that, it then connects her brain with how she's feeling, and it enables her to feel confident in the communication, to bring her back to her intuitive response and choices, which is what female health is all about. It's the same in any health, whether you are male, female, non-binary. It's giving you the opportunity to create a greater conversation with yourself that enables you to communicate more effectively with the rest of the world. So just to recap what we've done today, we've gone through the first layer of the cycle for Liz, where we looked at the two sides and how they change so that Liz can get an understanding of the dynamics of the emotions and her capacity to do or not do. Then we went and checked and tested through her stress responses with the organs. And then we tested supplementation, and we found out that the thyroid needed a certain supplement. Now Liz will go away and she'll implement these strategies, and then we will reconvene in a time that suits her, and we'll go forwards, and we'll just get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and we'll get more clarity and more confidence around her feminine health as she asked. How you feeling, Liz?
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Any questions?
No.
Anything that you would like to say?
No, it's great to have the, like you say, to have the feedback, isn't it, from your body and get your head out of it.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
So my gorgeous humans, thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions, any thoughts, any feelings, please pop your comments below, DM me. Liz Devon Wellhouse, give her a shout if you want to chat with Liz as well. She is so open to these conversations. But have the most amazing day. And if you would like to speak about a consultation, or you want to chat about taking your health to the next level and getting the support that you need, I am available. Let's talk. All right, my darlings, take it easy.
Thank you.